Hey, today we're talking unwanted consumerism relapses, as in not being able to maintain your minimalist lifestyle and buying shit, such as huge closets. I didn't buy that, I inherited it and I'm keeping it. Anyway, so how do you prevent that from happening? Should you prevent that from happening? When is it bad and when is it okay? And should minimalism be restrictive? No, it should not. Let's answer that right away. Minimalism should not be restrictive. Minimalism should be fun and make your life easier and give you joy and pleasure. That's what minimalism is for. Making your life simpler and having more time for yourself, your loved ones, whatever the fuck you want to do. I started my minimalism journey about 20 years ago because I had too much stuff in my bedroom as a teenager and it sucked, so I got rid of all of it in about 2 days, like all at once, and that was very cleansing. I did not have much time to think about it. Oh, by the way, the word cleansing is just what is a better word? Like liberating. No, that sounds also over the top. Like it's not like I was living in the dictatorship of consumerism. In fact, I was born in the GDR, so quite the opposite. So yeah, I got rid of all my stuff and that improved my quality of life and that was a good thing, but I did it really, really fast. And that's not for everyone, you know, like some people prefer to, what's going on with my hair? Some people prefer to do that like slowly and think about it thoroughly. I'm not that person. I'm like a get it over with person and rip off the band-aid person. I'm not a let's meditate about it because, you know, I can do that later when I'm done with getting out all this shit that I don't enjoy anymore and it doesn't spark joy. So yeah, I can meditate about it later. However, you might not be like me. You might be the kind of person that needs to really think about it and go through all their stuff slowly. Probably the older you get, the more difficult it will be to declutter because you have more memories attached to those things. I didn't have so many memories. I just had a bunch of awkward school folders and really weird diaries with drawings of my teachers in them. So yeah, was probably good that I didn't reflect too much on that bullshit. However, if you haven't watched any of my videos yet, I am a quite ambivalent person and, you know, I can unite several different opinions in my heart at the same time. As in, knowing that it was good I got rid of all of my stuff, but also maybe in some cases it would have been better if I had done my thinking before and yeah, maybe reflected a little bit, but not on all of it. So, you know, sometimes if you do something in a rush, it can come back and hit you in the face or in the butt if it like sneaks up on you, to go with that metaphor. So I did repurchase some of the things that I had decluttered in the first place during that initial purge. And I think that if you get like too restrictive with your minimalism, that can happen, but eventually it happens whatever you do. If you do it slow, do it fast. If at some point you discover that you decluttered something that you needed, you will have to buy it again. So that is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that if you find that you need to buy something again, it means that you decluttered the wrong way. I'm saying that decluttering fast can mean that you have to buy that stuff sooner than later. And I'm also saying that decluttering really fast can mean that you get some sort of weird consumerism withdrawal symptoms. Not actually comparing this to real withdrawal symptoms because I've seen patients having those, and shopping addiction, no, no, not the same thing. I mean, yeah, shopping raises your endorphins and stuff, but nope. So yeah, if you're really used to this habit of shopping and having a lot of things around you, sure, it can be weird if you get rid of that, like really, really suddenly, and then you miss something in your life. And then slowly you will bring back all these things, and like this is what happened to me, like periodically, sometimes, like not all the time, but sometimes, especially when I was on vacation and brought home some stuff, this would happen to me, that I would actually want to have some things that I didn't have in a long time. Like if you restrict eating and then you really get these cravings, as in wanting to have some sort of, what do people on diets usually not eat? Donuts, I guess. It's the same with stuff. Like if you restrict your life too much, you will crave having these things. So I believe it's really nice to actually cut yourself some slack and get a few things that really make your home, for instance, feel more cozy, or like have one huge piece of furniture. Like I have this big closet. I've had it ever since I was a baby. Didn't have it in all my apartments because I had like a furniture-free apartment before when I was like an extreme minimalist. And so I brought the closet in later from my mom's place. So that is one thing, but there was a time in my life when I said like, oh no, never again do I want a closet. But still, I would move into apartments all the time that had these built-in closets. So I didn't really spare myself the closet. I just paid more for an apartment with built-in closet, you know? It's like, oh, it's not mine, so it's still very minimalist. But I have this huge space that I'm paying for in my apartment. Sure. So, no, don't kid yourself. If you need a closet, just buy one and don't dance around it and be like, oh no, I need to be minimalist. It needs to be some rack with fabric around it. Sure, you know, if that helps and you like that kind of thing and really want that and find it aesthetic, sure, you know, you go and buy that kind of thing. I really don't care actually. I had this already in my possession kind of, and I actually think it's a pretty closet. So that was what was available to me and I didn't have to buy anything new, so I took it, even though it is a giant pain in the ass to move with this thing. But this giving yourself some space thing can also work with smaller things like decorations or, I don't know, a little lamp here and there, whatever you want in your apartment. But this image of stereotypical minimalism in the back of your head is telling you not to own something like that. Screw it. I mean, I'm kind of a strict minimalist, and for myself, I would always say like this and that is not minimalist. For me, you know, like if you're coming from a hoarder home and you downsize it to like a small apartment with a few pieces of furniture and just things you really like, and that is minimalism for you, and you know, some extreme minimalist furniture free person living in a hammock with one ebook reader and no pen, and then looks at that and he's like, oh yeah, I mean, it's not like there's this minimalism police that comes and judges you, unless you publish stuff on the internet, of course. But your own minimalism standard might vary from the one that I have or some extreme minimalist has. So for me, I'm kind of judgmental about myself, not about others, but about my own belongings. I'm always like, I have this video about my bookshelf, you know, where I declutter my bookshelf, and I personally think that I have too much stuff. I have too many books to call myself, for instance, an extreme minimalist. But if I look at my wardrobe, I would say like, yeah, no, I don't have too much. But then again, if I look at my shoes, yeah, I got more shoes because I got stupid feet that don't fit in anything. So I usually buy 3 pairs of the same kind of shoe to be, you know, like safe for the next few years. So that's different from person to person, depending on your needs. And as long as you live up to your own standard, you know, I think that's fine. You just need to know what that actually is. Because I see a lot of people, and I had a friend in uni, he was actually also a minimalist, and he was so much into decluttering, he couldn't get enough of it. He always wanted to have less and less and less and less. And in the end, he was able to live out of his backpack. And yeah, that's kind of awesome if you're 21. But for me, at my point in life, that wouldn't be practical. I would have to outsource so much stuff if I didn't have a washing machine or a bed, what would I do? Would I rent a bed if I didn't want to have my own? Would I move my whole family, into a fully furnished apartment full of furniture that I would probably not like? I mean, if you're living the Airbnb lifestyle and you kind of only do that for a while you're in uni, okay. But at some point, you want to have your own nice style maybe. So that's one thing to consider. And I don't really think that these are relapses into consumerism. What I think is more problematic are things like fast fashion and feeling that you miss out on some sort of trend, or the whole FOMO thing is something that keeps us holding on to consumerism and to material goods, and it doesn't really do anything for you. If you really need something in your life, because if you really miss something in your life, you miss it on a daily basis. It's not just some vague idea of, oh, maybe I'm missing out on this. It's like, I don't have a screwdriver. I want to drive some screw. I don't have one. Where is it? Or, I need a knife to butter my bread. I don't have one. Damn, I'm too minimalist. Makes sense? But it's not like, oh, I'm missing out on this kind of fashionable cashmere sweater. What should I do? Should I buy it and treat myself? No, you don't have to do that. Just buy secondhand, like sustainability here, don't buy that sweater, unless it really, really makes you happy. But then again, if you're a minimalist, at heart, should that kind of stuff make you happy? Yeah, of course, for this 1 second when you bought it and you look fresh, nice in it, and you really enjoy that moment. But after 2-4 days, this feeling is gone. We all know that it goes away. It's not like you're happy about this forever. So I think it's about having some balance, as in having as much furniture as you need, having as many things as you need, and just keeping this balance and always working towards this kind of happy number. It doesn't have to be a concrete number. It just has to be the feeling of being all right with what you own and having arrived at that point in life where your minimalism is exactly what you need it to be. And if you are there, trust me, you will know, and there won't be any consumerism relapses. Don't worry about that. Just try to slow down whenever you have some sort of weird cravings, as in, oh, I have to go on a shopping tour now and check out some cashmere sweaters. Just put it on hold for a while, save it on Pinterest, and just give yourself some time, and then when this little weird FOMO feeling is gone, then you can go back to rational decision making and really think about it, okay? That's it.